Hey, it's Dr. Ron here, and I want to tell you about something funny that happened to me last week. I ordered an ice cream sundae, just a one scoop deal, but I wasn't able to finish it. Now, some of you may be listening and saying, gee, he's having an entire video around this. Well, let me explain. It's a little more complicated than that, but actually pretty simple at the same time. Uh, our niece and her husband and daughter were visiting us, and while my wife and I let the parents have a little bit of time off, we took our grandniece to get ice cream. Seemed like a nice grandfatherly thing to do, and I'm sure that she appreciated it very much. We had a nice walk, conversation, got to know her a bit since she's not from the area. Uh, since we went to a known ice cream place, I figured I was doing pretty well in terms of the way that I eat. I don't tend to overdo it with respect to desserts and so on, so I figured I deserved a one scoop ice cream sundae. Not thinking too much about whether I really wanted it or not. I was there. It was an ice cream place. Logical thing is to order ice cream. Funny thing happened though. It was good, but not that good as far as I was concerned. It was ice cream, hot fudge, some other stuff. Um, But as I got partway through it, I realized that hey, I wasn't hungry for this. I'm not used to eating between meals and had a reasonable lunch. I just couldn't finish it. Now that got me to thinking because it goes beyond that particular incident. It got me to thinking about the nature of how we adapt to healthy change. About 10 years ago, a few things happened. Some colleagues and I joined into a man yoga class, which has always been kind of fun. And since that time, at least until the pandemic, I was always taking regular yoga or Pilates classes, and I still do the exercises, but not in a formal class. Also, around the same time, 10 years ago, I switched primary care doctors to a new physician who started asking me things like how many times a week I ate red meat, how many times I ate fish. When I work out, do I work up a sweat? Things of that nature that made me increasingly conscious of the concept of wellness, which I had always been an adherent of, but not always in a structured way. Over time, without doing anything particularly special, I just found that the combination of having a wellness oriented doctor, taking yoga and making part of its principles part of my life, I found that I was working out at the gym more regularly on a regular basis and on a structured basis. I found that I was thinking more about what I ate, but not necessarily going on any kind of formal diet. But if we fast forward 10 years, one of the things that I find is that I'm functioning differently when it comes to health habits than I did before. So that the fact that ice cream is available to me doesn't mean that I should be eating it. Doesn't mean that I even want to eat it. Not opposed to it, but doesn't mean that I want to eat it. Over time, we've evolved so that while we don't, in our household, we don't eat a totally plant based diet, we do eat lots of fruits and vegetables and seeds and nuts and so on. And I eat considerably more fish than meat. The thing that I want to emphasize is the fact that if you commit yourself to doing something healthy, after a while it's not hard. Getting started may be hard, but maintaining healthy habits really is not hard. Those of you who go to the gym on a regular basis know what I mean, that if you don't go, you'd probably feel worse than if you do. And any type of exercise, whether you go to the gym or not, you'd miss it if you didn't do it. At the same time, people who don't do it will point out, geez, I'd like to go to the gym, I'd like to exercise, probably be good, but it's hard. You have to change clothes to go there, and you have to shower afterwards. And you work hard for an hour when I work hard in my life anyway. It just seems hard until you get started. And then it isn't. It seems hard to think about not eating between meals or having fruit for dessert instead of a processed sugar snack. It's hard, but once you do it, it's not hard. And again, this in my case was an evolution that I didn't think about that much, other than that it fit into my own belief in wellness and my own concern and caring about living my senior years as healthy as I did before. So my message really is to ask each of you to think in terms of habits that you have changed or ones that you would like to change in a healthy direction. You may want to share it with us in the comments, but in any case, what I'd like to have you do is be able to get past the "it's hard" idea. It's only hard to start, and we can say that about a lot of things. It may be hard to start, getting out of bed in the morning. It may be hard to start a new job. It may be hard to enter a new room with strangers where not everybody knows you. There are a lot of things we do hard that become easier with practice, and one of those things is the maintenance of healthy habits. So I hope that it's something that may inspire you to get past the hard part, because believe me, it'll get easier and increasingly self-rewarding. When you're doing something healthy and you can notice the difference, it becomes self-rewarding. Just like I weigh maybe 15 or 16 pounds less than I did 10 years ago, when I didn't think I was, grossly overweight or anything like that. But I know I'm healthier. It's self-rewarding, and we'll be looking at mental health habits as well as physical health habits. But let's get started concentrating on physical health, because the long-term payoffs are great, and the rewards, both external and your self rewards, will be great also.